Alright, I'm Nidoking, and we're getting right back into our Let's See If I've Developed Any Skills playthrough of Sinner Sacrifice for Redemption. It's finally time to fight the boss that I've been fighting first, Faiz Talas. I've given up some stuff that I really don't use against him anyway. Although, the fire buff is surprisingly effective against him. You saw that a little bit in the Nightmare Mode video, and we'll see it a lot more if I ever post any of my future Nightmare Mode attempts. That would be pretty much the only reason I can think of to fight Faiz Talas before Levin Undok. So again, a bit of advice that you pick up about 2 seconds into the fight. But if we defeat him, presumably we'll get some information about the greedy doctor himself. So I guess that's something to look forward to. Yeah, you can parry those projectiles. It's really not worth attempting to. The eyeballs also can be parried. That actually can be worth it, but you've really got to wait until the last one. As always, the Greatsword is just by far the best weapon for this part. And if you can learn all of his animations and figure out what attack is coming next, you're at a big advantage. It is possible, even though a lot of them look pretty similar. That and the pattern of 2 hits and then roll out of the way. That one at least is a lot easier to do in Nightmare Mode when you can fight him with a full stamina meter. In the normal game, you just can't ever do that. I've also noticed the lock-on seems to break a lot more often recently. It used to follow him no matter where he went, and it seems like it's less capable now. But he's almost at halfway. We know what happens when we reach that point. To be honest, I really just should have thrown a spear at him. The one good time to pull out the shield, I feel. Not that I'm going to make much progress in killing those slugs. And not a good idea to block when my poison meter is nearly full. That will actually just fill it up. At this point, I don't think it's possible to target him and throw a spear at him. The second time he goes up there, you can just knock him off and get back to fighting. Let's see if I can get in another couple of slashes. That attack gives you a lot more time to attack him when he's just drawing up those little pustule things or whatever they are. Because he always finishes that animation, and he won't move until it's completely done. So, second desperation time. We'll actually go kill the little guys. I mean, sure, it's possible to kill Faiz Talas before they kill you, but honestly not worth trying, I think. Yeah, pulled off a heal without even being able to see what was going on. And this fight's pretty much in the bag. Even if I can't capitalize on a parry because I get eyeballed. Interestingly enough, I think the fireballs will always make him teleport. He just doesn't seem to want to hang out in the fire. Perfectly understandable, but I guess if you really want him to teleport, you've got a way to do it. I don't get it. Who's the boy? Faistalus or Adam? Anyway, Yordo is up next. The first 4 bosses I play around with the order, kind of. Yeah, I've done Yordo before Faistalus. I don't recommend it. Fighting Faistalus when you get tired is not fun. Yordo with extra stamina, it's really good for chasing him down, but not strictly necessary. Other than that, I think I always leave the last 3 in the same order. And I guess she just doesn't have anything to say about him advice-wise, because I'm certain I've never asked for her advice with this fight before. This is the first time I've ever beaten her first. But alright, into the breach, or whatever it is they say. I really don't think there's a better start than just running straight up the center and hitting him with a jumping attack. The downside is it leaves you very exposed. Wow, he's already running away. So I figure the only real counter to his phalanx is to start hurling spears at him. And it seems the jumping attack with the greatsword is much more likely to hit him when you're running away than any of the other weapons. Although if he's got his shield up, nothing can hurt him, I don't think. Maybe the damage over time effect of the firebomb, if he can get him to stand still long enough. That's a good hit. Or so I thought. Let's see if I can trick him into lowering his guard a little bit. Get at least one good hit in. Because my real goal here is just to get him down to half health when he switches to the greatsword. Which I think he's about to do. That definitely will do it. Because now he doesn't have a shield. Now it's easy pickings and he's an open target. If I can get him away from all these dang soldiers. Usually not difficult, because this is the point in the fight when he'll actually run towards you. Yeah, I still don't know whether you can parry that circular swing that he does. I know the standard attack you can parry pretty easily. Well, I guess I'll just try to bait him away from the rest of the group. Exhaust myself, of course. That's the real downside of having practiced so much on Nightmare mode, is I'm used to having a lot more stamina than I've got here. Alright, I think I'm done with getting in close and taking risks. Alright, back to getting in close and taking risks. This is going to come down to the wire, honestly. I think I'm going to have to just take the damage and go for those jumping attacks that he can't knock me out of. Okay. That fight, as always, was far more annoying than it needed to be. See, I'm still certain that there's some connection between some of the characters just because it mentions where they're from. You know, Yordo was the king of Kavanis, and Rhodes came from Grauer, but they don't really draw a lot of these connections, they just sort of leave it to you. I guess they're going for a Dark Souls kind of thing, where you have to read all the bits of lore and then piece together all the bits of information you get. But here you're not getting a lot of bits of information, so it doesn't work all that well. I'm pretty sure I've heard her advice and her story pieces about all of the other characters. So we'll just get on with the fighting. Probably not a lot new to see here. I don't think my strategy's changed much from the previous strategies that I've had. Yeah, get yourself as close to the edge as possible. Give yourself every reasonable opportunity to fall in. Yeah, I kind of wonder whether fighting this guy after Rhodes would make a lot of sense, because I don't know how your attack could decrease much more than it already is here. It's alright, I can recover. Well, the heal did go off. It'll just take a while to kick in. I'm just gonna see how many of my heals I can waste, honestly. Alright, right next to an iceberg. Can I lure him into it? Alright, so I think I'm in really good shape here. I'm going to revise that estimate. That was really close. I managed to stun him just before he would have hit me. Now, there's an interesting kind of looping condition you can get into, where you just sort of circle around to decide. But it really doesn't do a whole lot for you. And I guess it's nice if you need a breather or you want to give your health recovery a chance to kick in. And we're pretty nearly done here. It's test of patience time. I really want to finish this fight, but am I going to get careless before it's over? The answer is yes, but it doesn't cause me any problems. There's something kind of weird going on with this hitbox. But alright, we're most of the way done. You know what? I really can't answer that. Come back and watch the crusade consume me next time.